Hey, you. Yeah, you watching this. Are you tired of making music out of your home studio? Are you sick of working in studios that look like this, or this, and are looking to work in a studio that looks like this, or even this? Well, thankfully, Future Studios has you covered. With the latest high quality equipment, acoustically treated rooms, and immaculate vibes, you're guaranteed to make your next hit song after coming to the studio. It's quite literally the best. In all seriousness, Future Studios OC is an amazing studio space, and without them, this podcast would not be possible. So please, if you are a music producer, a music creator, an artist, a DJ, whatever you may be, go check them out. DM them on Instagram at Future Studios OC and let them know that Loco Moco sent you for a discount off of your first session. Thank you, Future Studios, once again. Now back to the pod.
Welcome back, everybody, to the BeatPak Podcast, your go-to show for upcoming artists and creatives. My name is Nathan, a.k.a. Loco Moco. Whether you're on your morning commute, you're getting your steps in, or you're tuning in for today's guest, I appreciate you guys for being here. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Our guest today is a professional DJ based in SoCal. He specializes in hip-hop and West Coast music that always gets the club going. If you've ever been to a club in the LA or OC area, you've most likely seen him. Born in the Philippines, but now based in LA. Everybody, please welcome DJ MAZD.
What's going on, guys? Yo. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, man. Thank you so much for being out here, man. It's been I know we've talked about getting you on the pod for a while, and so I mean, it seems like right now it's just the perfect timing, you know.
Yeah, finally, right?
Yeah, it's been great, man. Thanks so much for being here, bro.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, dude. So let's get into it. So I know we just off camera we were talking about how tomorrow is your second year professionally DJing, right? Mm-hmm. That's incredible, man.
That's insane. Like, I was just like reminiscing about like the whole year and how much I've grown, and like the year before that, like just extremely blessed.
Yeah, man. I mean, to just be able to do your passion full time, it just must be, or just to be able to get paid and to do something you love must be incredible.
Exactly.
Right, man. Mm-hmm. But let's go back to the beginning, man. So as everyone knows, you were born in the Philippines, right? Mm-hmm. Let's go back to those early beginnings, the childhood, man. So why don't you give us an insight of what Maz's childhood was like?
Yeah. So I was born in Metro Manila, Makati, Philippines. And I've lived there for 11 years before coming here in the United States. I would live with my mom for like a cool minute for like 11 years. And now it's like 12 years with my dad. And now we finally got my mom here. So then my whole family is complete now, which I'm extremely like blessed about.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And, in the Philippines it's really different. Like, that's why like I appreciate everything that has been given to me, like, making it as a DJ out there than a DJ out here, like, it's completely different.
Man. It's
of course.
Different. Yeah,
I can't take it for granted.
Yeah, bro, that's a crazy story, man. I mean, shout out to all my Filipino brothers and sisters. I mean, it really is crazy. Just the difference in not only just like wealth, but also like culture, how different it is. Like, not only just the United States and Philippines, but then you look at the United States and LA, like how just different the culture is in total. So it's cool. I mean, you're grinding, you're killing it. So
I appreciate that.
It's definitely been a cool journey to follow. Now, I know you said you were in the Philippines for the first 11 years of your life. What were some of your earliest inspirations when it came to music and then just entertainment in general?
Yeah, so actually when I was 3 years old, and not a lot of people know this, I actually won a singing contest like in my school. Like,
hell yeah.
But puberty hit me very hard. I don't know if I'm confident enough to do it again. But yeah, so that's probably the earliest form of like music that I've really like encountered and like experienced. And
sure.
Like, I feel like at that point, like I knew I had an ear for music. Like my favorite song back in the day was like Mandy. I forgot who the artist was, but it's a really old song, and then people were so surprised that I was singing it at 3 years old. Yeah.
Right, but that's where it all starts, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, and to win a sing contest in the Philippines, man, must be pretty crazy. I mean, when everyone's everyone like it's like a stereotype to know that if you're a Filipino, that you have a really good voice,
exactly.
Right? So it's like, but I went through the same thing. I thought I was a really good singer when I was younger, and obviously puberty hits. Now I'm a podcast host, so
and now I'm a DJ.
So wherever we all have a journey, we all have a destination. So why push against it? Keep going with it. But that's awesome, man. Now, I know you were musically oriented in the beginning. Was your family as well?
My parents not so much. I would say my sister more because she was a dancer, and actually I did want to join a dance team too. And like my schedule just didn't align with it, but like my sister was really an inspiration for me to like continue listening to music too, because every time they would practice at my house, I'd always hear like new music coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's when I kind of like built my playlist and started like listening to more.
Right, and that's huge. That's huge, man. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Family is always such big inspirations, and so to hear that you're still getting stuff from your siblings and just your family in general is amazing.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, man. So now when you were 11, you said that's when you moved to the Philippines. Got you. And what was that transition like coming from the Philippines to America?
Oh my God. I feel like the first thing that came to my mind, and I feel like a lot of people who came here from the Philippines would agree, like everything here was just like bigger.
Right.
Like,
right.
I remember like my first fast food restaurant here was In-N-Out.
Whoa.
Right.
It's kind of a big one to start off with, yeah.
Yeah, and then like the first thing on my mind was like, how am I supposed to finish this? And it wasn't even like a double or anything.
Right, right.
Yeah, so that was like the biggest factor. And then like how diverse it is over there. Like, Philippines, mainly just Filipinos, but now like you're dealing with like a lot of like different like melting pot, like culture wise.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. Especially LA, man. You got so many different cultures. So yeah, and so was getting adapted to that kind of a struggle, or not a struggle, but was it a little bit more difficult to adapt to it, or was it kind of a little more seamless?
Yeah, I mean, well, at first actually, I didn't move straight to LA. I actually lived in Laguna Hills, so it's
Gotcha.
more predominantly like white. So it was a really hard transition at first because someone who was like what they say is like fresh off the boat coming into like a predominantly white school, like you are bound to face a little bit of like discrimination and bullying.
I feel that, bro. I feel
what
that.
I mean?
I feel that.
Yeah.
Heavy. I feel that heavy.
And that's the reason like my family moved to LA, and where we feel more like welcome, and we found our home.
That's wonderful, man. That's great to hear. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
It's kind of one of those shitty facts of life,
Right.
Especially in, you come to America. People love, LA. It's like everyone wants to come to LA, and California in general. But there are some hidden agendas underneath there that sometimes don't get talked about. But
Exactly.
As long as you find your group and you find your niche and you find your people, that's kind of what it's all about.
Right.
You get acclimated that way. Oh, well, thank you for sharing on that, man.
Of course.
Okay, so at 11 years old, now were you still singing at 11, or did music kind of leave you until later in your life?
I think I stopped singing right after I won the singing contest. I think I'm so convinced that I did not win that based on my voice, but purely the fact that I was 3 years old.
Right.
But I hold that proudly to this day.
For sure, man. For sure. We're gonna have to find a recording of that and put on a sample it in a song or something.
Yeah, you need to send me it so then I can tell them to put it down.
That's funny, man. But then, okay, so when did DJing start for you?
Okay, so DJing actually for me it started off as just like as a hobby.
Sure.
Started off when during the pandemic hit, and it was like, everyone was just like staying home, watching Netflix, playing League.
Yeah,
like at least that's what I did. And then like at some point I was just like, you know what, like I feel like I'm wasting my time, and I feel like this is like the perfect time for me to do something that I've been wanting to do, which was DJing.
Sure.
And like that's when I borrowed like one of my bros' controllers. Shout out Ian Toe. And when I made my first mix, and it was just like something that I made for myself, and then I shared it to my other like friends and close circle, and they were like saying like, oh, you should upload it, and I was like, upload it, and I was just like very I was very insecure.
Yeah, it's your first mix.
It was
my
first mix.
Right.
I never really like expected it to like be where it's at now, but when I did upload it, there was a demand for like more, and then that's where it kind of like catapulted to where it's at now.
Yeah, that's incredible. And you said this was like at the 2021, you'd say, or like 2021?
Yeah, like around like just when the pandemic hit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh man, so and were you DJing at all prior to then, or is it just like you just hopped in and just made something?
No, I just hopped like literally like during like when everyone was inside is when I first touched the controller.
Wow.
Right.
That's crazy, man. That's awesome. I mean, That was just recently too. It's
Right.
crazy your progression and see how far you've come. You know,
Right.
it's wonderful to hear, man.
Yeah, and it's something that I've been wanting to do too because like I'm part of a fraternity and we always have parties, and I feel like I was always the one to kind of like I need an aux.
Yeah.
So like I thought to myself, why can't I just get paid doing this?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you already got a fire playlist.
Right.
So you know exactly what to get the people going.
Exactly.
You know, you might as well make something. You might as well, get paid for it.
Exactly.
That's hilarious, man. But that couldn't be further from that couldn't be closer to the truth, bro. Cool, man. Let's talk about what was the. So I know you were playing for your fraternity, first mix at the beginning of the pandemic. What was the point in your life and in your career where you're like, it was just a hobby, where you took it from just a hobby to, man, I could do this professionally?
Oh man, just looking back at it, after all the mixes that I made, one of my other bros in the fraternity who is actually a DJ as well, which is DJ Broken. Shout out DJ Broken. He was actually my mentor to like the nightlife industry, and that's where he offered me a spot in the club that he played at in LA. So I was like, I'm down.
Yeah.
I was I didn't really know what to expect, and I feel like it was just like a bucket list thing for me. Like, I could say I played at a club, but like when I first played, like I was having like really like good like feedback, like we want you back, like we want you to like play, we want to give you a contract and all that, and that's why like I really appreciate Broken for kind of seeing like the potential that I had and the music that I had, that he believed in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's like such a big point in people's careers, is like when someone just takes a chance on you.
Right.
You know, when someone takes a chance. And so, and where did you say your first event was at? It was
It was at a arena, K-Town.
Got
It was
you.
still open.
Got you. Yeah,
Yeah.
back in the day, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
and that was
there's a-
about. Would you say it's about a year after you started, or?
No, actually. So I think it was only like months.
Wow.
Months when I like went from doing mixes to like playing at arena, because I remember like when everything just opened up again, like even the clubs, like, and everyone was still kind of like transitioning from like staying in to going out. There was like a really big demand for DJs, and like Broken is the one that kind of just gave that opportunity to me.
Yeah, I feel that, man. Was it love at first sight? Like, man, like this is something you can see yourself doing?
Oh yeah,
Or-
for sure. Like it was definitely different from bedroom
Yeah.
mixing to like playing at a club. I didn't believe him at first. I was like, I'm just gonna play the music that I usually play. But no, like the crowd is different, the energy is different.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, yeah, that's and then it's just been, you've been going up since then, man. I mean, we're going to talk about a lot of your other secrets too, but yeah, it's been you've had a very blossoming career. Especially 2023 has been huge for you. I can tell. Just
I
like
appreciate that.
Yeah, so I mean, every time I see your name, your logo pop up on the screen at the clubs, I'm like, oh wow, it's about to go up. It's about
I
to go
appreciate
up,
that so much, man.
Yeah, of course, man.
You saw me next time you visit me.
Thank you, bro. And I'm not. Hey, for everyone else, I'm not glazing him, bro. I really believe that he's really good.
I appreciate that so much.
But yeah, dude. So that's awesome, bro. So that's kind of where it all started. Let's get into some of your major accomplishments, man, and what you've done so far. So the first one I want to talk about, and the first one I have written down, is your relationship and your consistency with Rewind. So obviously, I've only actually been to Rewind once. You were actually playing though, and it was a great set.
Appreciate that.
You guys, you're really locked in with Rewind. Like you
yeah.
said, tell me about that relationship and how that all got started.
Yeah, so for Rewind, after like I decided that I wanted to take something or like get something more out of my career as a DJ and leaving my contract, a DJ named like DJ J Bar was the one that kind of like I met along the way, and was like, okay, like if you want to spin for Rewind one time, like like let me know, I got you.
Nice.
And at that and the opportunity was just too good to like pass up on,
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's luck, but you know what they say, like luck is when opportunity meets
It's preparation.
Preparation
Yes, sir.
is
Yes, sir.
is met with opportunity. Thanks so much for correcting me. But yeah, so big shout out to J Bar for putting me on Rewind. But yeah, I treat them like my family. They saw like so much value in me, and I really just want to give back to them. But like, it doesn't matter if it's from me DJing for me, like booking tables through them for the people that I know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the relationship that I have with them is very close.
You guys are
Close
locked in.
knit.
You
Yeah,
guys
we're
are
locked in.
Yeah.
We're still going up. You know, we went from having only Fridays. Now we have like 4 events.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you guys are doing you guys are doing day party. You guys do
Right.
the Thursday night stuff too,
Right, and we just
right?
opened up the LA location too.
And the LA location, man. What's I know there's day party, there's OC, and then there's LA. What's your favorite one to perform at?
Oh, it's like picking your favorite child. I mean, for me, it really depends. Like the day party is such a vibe. It's so much different than a nightclub.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what are some of the key differences between between night and day?
Yeah, I feel like with me, like since I've been playing at the nightclubs for so long, that I feel like the day club is kind of something new to me. The main difference is like the intimacy portion of it.
Sure.
I feel like since it's a day club, not everyone's really trying to like. I mean, you could still do it. Not everyone's trying to get like
Super fucked
up. It's more like a casual drinking. I'm trying to vibe with it, like type of vibe. It's more like sing-alongs and like more like music that you kind of like listen to in the car.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It seems like for sure like a breath of fresh air. Like,
It definitely is. Yeah.
It's not like doing the same thing over and over again. So, I've still yet to, shout out Jay Ferrer. He keeps bugging me. We still need to go to one of those shows.
Oh, man.
But, hopefully by the time this episode comes out, I've gone to at least a couple. So
Yeah, I mean, this Sunday I'm playing, so let me know.
There you go. I'll be there. We'll try to be there, man.
All right.
Yeah, man. So what would you say is your favorite of the 3 if you were to pick right now?
Oh man, it has to be the day party for sure.
Day party.
Day party
Hell yeah.
because one, the intimate part, like I said, and
Right.
also like, you don't got to stay out too late.
Exactly.
By 9 p.m. you're done.
Yeah,
you can just go straight.
Yeah, straight to bed. Yeah, get some food
Exactly.
or something.
Uh-huh.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I definitely got to pop out once. Shout out to Rewind. Shout out to all the people over there. You
Yeah,
guys are
shout out
killing it.
Aaron, Meyer, and Chris. I see y'all.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Well, that's what's up. Cool, man. Let's go on to another thing that you've been doing a lot recently, which I've seen. I know we talked about it a little bit before the show, is being a DJ for rappers. So I know most notably the one that I saw is you DJ'd for Lil Vada.
Lil Veda.
Lil Veda? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So that was set up by Onset Events,
Yeah,
I
Onset
believe,
Events.
right? That's huge, man. That's huge. I mean, he's going up right now. I know he's blowing up on TikTok and everywhere.
Yeah, so he's been going crazy. He's been killing the game.
Yeah, how do you what was your strategy as far as landing those opportunities?
As a DJ, it's really just like mainly like networking. I feel like that's a really big part as being a DJ in terms of getting opportunities to come your way. Like the people who run the Onset Events, those are my homies, like Topher, Aaron, Sydney.
Yeah.
It was a very much of an honor that they trusted me because originally it wasn't supposed to be me to kind of like DJ for Lil Veda.
Right.
But they were like, oh, like we need you, and I feel like you would kill it. And when I wasn't prepared for it, I like had like a day to kind of like prepare like the set list and all that.
Right.
But all in all, like I feel like I was confident enough that we know that we were gonna kill it. And I was just vibing with Lil Veda.
Mm-hmm.
We connected in a way like in that stage that it's unexplainable. Like I just knew when to play, I just knew when to cut it.
Exactly.
It went by so smooth.
Yeah. All right. Now, when you DJ for artists, are you emceeing too? Like, do you like hype them up, or is it kind of more like you let them be the star of the show?
It depends on what they want actually. Like with Leo, like he mainly is the star of the show. I don't want to take anything away from him, so then I just let him like MC and also like perform too.
Right.
But like when they ask me, like I could MC like a little bit.
Sure.
But I don't want to go too over the top. Like for Lil Vade, I was doing it a little bit, but I was like his energy was already off the charts. He doesn't even need me to MC. But yeah, like the MCing is probably like one of the things I've been practicing lately. Like it looks like it's easy, but when it really comes down to it with a crowd,
I know it. Mm-hmm. I remember. I don't really want to highlight this too much, but I remember when we were at Legacy, you were performing with I think it was Jacob.
Yeah,
Jacob?
Cheesy.
Yeah, Cheesy. Shout out Cheesy.
Shout out Cheesy.
But I remember there was like a little bit of technical difficulties, and you guys were just trying to get everything
Exactly.
fixed. But you were still getting the crowd going because you were emceeing really well. So,
Yeah.
but I'm sure like in those moments, like the pressure's on, you got to make sure that everyone's having a good time still.
Exactly.
While also still focusing on fixing the gear.
Exactly.
So, but hey, you make it happen, and I mean, and the crowd still went crazy. So,
I appreciate that.
you know, it's a skill for sure, man. Do you prefer being, because as a DJ, you are on the spotlight, and the spotlight is on you. Do you prefer being in the spotlight, or do you prefer helping out another artist perform?
I kind of mix with both. Like, I like being in the spotlight, like who doesn't,
Sure,
like as a
sure.
DJ, like, the attention's all on you. But I would also like love to help like up and coming artists out. Like, I feel like, especially with Rewind, it gave me an opportunity to kind of like put some younger DJs on that never really had that opportunity, or like never went to like a DJ school. Like, like all I gotta see is all I gotta hear is like how you play.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I'm for like the youth, like I'm very young myself, but I know there's still up and coming artists.
No, totally.
Besides me.
No, for sure, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about that too in a bit.
Right.
But yeah, I know you've always been for the people and for the youth too. So it's cool to see that, and someone so young leading that generation. So
Right.
it's like it's gonna be up from here, honestly. Well, thanks for sharing that, man. Of
course.
Let's go on. Yeah, so I think the last one is, I know we mentioned it a little bit, but going professional after only a couple years of DJing, man, like that's a huge accomplishment. That's massive.
Honestly, it was all a blur.
Yeah.
I don't even realize. Sometimes I forget that I've only been in it for like 2 years.
Yeah, because I mean, you work. I mean, you definitely, because I think someone, I don't know who said the quote, but someone was saying like it takes around 10,000 hours of doing something to master it. And it seems like every time you post something online or you post like your schedule, I'm like, dang, this guy's doing it like almost every day. Or his weekends are packed for sure.
Right.
So it's like you're already putting in your 10,000 hours. Would you say that it all kind of merges together? It's all the nights kind of merge together. Or do you have like specific ones you remember when you go back?
Definitely like major accomplishments. Like if I play at a club that I haven't played at before,
Yeah.
like HB was a really big part too. Like, I posted on my Instagram caption that I used, like my first clubbing event was HB Entertainment.
Yeah.
Strictly swangin' or swaggin'? Strictly swangin' with Stupid Young. And I just remember, and I wore that same jersey that I wore to that day to like my first gig at HB, and it was just such a surreal moment. So that was really like one of like the big accomplishments in my opinion of my DJ career.
Got a special place in your heart for that one.
Yeah. And then, sometimes like I'm not gonna lie, like having a packed out schedule, sometimes you get burned out a little.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be some nights where you're just like, damn, like I just gotta do this.
Yeah, no, for sure. Are you at a point now where, I mean, I guess I'll ask this question. I've been trying to figure out where to place this question. I guess I'll ask right here. It's
Yeah.
kind of perfect timing. Do you, when you're playing a set, do you ever get sick of some of the music that you play? I know you probably listen to it a lot. Like, do you ever like, oh man, I got to play this song? Because it's going to be bumping in the club, but you're not really a big fan of it?
Yeah, so for me, like I feel like a lot of DJ experiences too, like where there's just certain songs that works at a club.
Sure.
And there's certain songs that they expect you to play.
Yeah.
So yes, there are those moments where like I'm just like, dang, okay, like they're requesting this song right now.
Yeah.
And I have to play it even though I don't want to play it.
Sure.
But like, that comes with like having a job, sometimes you just got to do things that you don't want to do.
You don't necessarily want to do,
Yeah.
for sure. What are like some go-to songs? Like which ones like always get the club bumping? Like for just upcoming, for any DJs listening right now, like what are some go-to ones for like the rap and the hip hop scene?
Oh, for sure. Family Ties, Kendrick Lamar, Baby Keem.
Yeah.
That will get the club going for
Beat
sure.
'em up.
Beat 'em up.
Oh
Yeah.
they're going crazy with that.
Yeah, that you can never go wrong with Big Bang. That.
Yeah.
What else? My Type for the ladies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
and
Hell
then
yeah.
Bad Bunny. A lot of Bad Bunny for sure.
Oh yeah, people eating it up, bro. Eating it up. Dude.
Yeah.
I know for sure at the Heat at the Rewind OC, like people just eat that up, bro.
If I had $1 every time someone requested me Bad Bunny, I think I would own Heat Ultra Lounge at this point.
That's just real, man. That's just real. That's real. That's funny, man. But yeah, dude, it's I think I had Jay on my season 1, and what he says is that, as a DJ, it's you are the difference between someone having a great night and a bad night.
Exactly.
At the club. So
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
And also it's like, the crowd knows what they want. So
Right.
if they're not going crazy over it, we might got to switch it up. But
Right.
if they're going crazy, that means you're doing something right.
That's
so
completely right.
Yeah, man. Well, that's awesome, bro. Are you at the point now, as a DJ, do you practice at all? Like, do you practice at home, or are you already kind of know going into like, I'm going to kill it?
So to be completely honest, like I haven't been practicing as much as I needed to or wanted to, but I feel like it's something that I need. But right now I feel like I'm in a point in my career I know that I could be better, but I feel like
Gotcha.
my schedule has been just too hectic lately, like going back to school, and I also have like my other job on the side. So I haven't been like able to kind of like just sit down and practice, but like I definitely do need to practice. If you're a young DJ right now and then you're listening to this, like keep practicing.
Keep practicing.
You gotta keep practicing.
Always keep improving.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's that's what it's all about. Just keep moving, keep going forward. Whatever you're doing.
Right.
Just keep practicing, keep moving forward. Well, thanks for sharing that, man. Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to seeing where the rest of your DJ career goes.
Yeah.
Showing up to more events, 100%. Cool, man. And then what you said at the end there kind of kind of segues into the next section pretty well. You talk about how you're going back to school,
Right.
And you also have a part-time job,
Right.
Right. Now I know we don't really want to. I won't dive in too much as far as income goes.
Right.
But what do you do right now on the side?
So I actually serve at Nova Kitchen and Bar.
Gotcha.
Out here in
Gotcha.
like Garden Grove, Anaheim.
Hell yeah.
So if you guys are planning on a date night or just want to go out to eat, you'll catch me there with some of my friends.
I've never been, man. What kind of food is it?
Yeah, it's kind of like Asian fusion. There's like sushi. There's also like steak. It's basically it's like a whole like. It's kind of like Nobu.
little bit of everything.
It's a
Gotcha.
little bit of like Nobu, but like kind of
Hell
like
yeah.
a little less of it.
No, for sure. No, I mean I'm a big fan of Asian fusion,
Yeah.
so we might have to pull up to that.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So I mean, sorry for going off topic,
you're
but
good.
so you're worked part time. Also, you mentioned going back to school,
Right.
And you're probably gonna continue DJing as
Yeah.
well. That's a crazy schedule, man. That's a
It
crazy
is.
schedule. Where are you going to school now?
I go to Cal State Fullerton right now, and I'm
Gotcha.
actually approaching my last semester before I graduate.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
man. What's been your way? I know because you are a very busy guy. I know you've been going pretty hard during the summer as well.
Right.
What are some of your strategies as far as balancing all three of those things?
For sure, using my calendar. I feel like when I used to do this, like last year when I was taking 5 classes, DJing, and a part-time job,
Crazy.
I wasn't using a calendar, and sometimes I'd forget I have a gig.
Oh man, that must
That's
be
why-
that must be
yeah.
stressful, man.
And then there was some times where I was just like, damn, I forgot I have like this due, I have this due. So definitely like organization is a very big thing when it comes to like having a busy schedule.
Sure.
So yeah, I use that. I use a Google Docs to keep track of all the homework that I need to do, and just basically like, what's it called? Oh, I forgot what it's like it's like a task.
To-do list.
It's like a to-do list. There you go. It's
Gotcha,
like a to-do
gotcha.
list on like my phone. So definitely like just stay on top of it. Like if you feel like you're falling off, you just got to pick yourself back up. Like there's no excuse.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, it's so important. I mean, because everyone needs to. We can always pursue our passions, but
Right.
we also need to keep food on the table, man. So and then
Right.
also like make the Asian parents happy. So I get it,
Right.
dude. I get it, bro. But that's just the reality of it, man. But now, how long? So you get as you're getting paid. We're not going to go too deep into it.
Right.
Is there going to be? Do you think there's going to be a point in your career where you're not going to have to work a day job, or are you going to be playing bigger and bigger shows as far as nightclubs go?
Yeah, so I actually thought about this recently, and it was like during a car ride with one of like the big DJs in Carson. Good morning, Gabe. It's pretty big out there. DJs for like Blast and like all like the
Yeah.
West Coast artists. Like I asked him, I was like, oh, like where do you think like, how do you know like where to go from here on out like as a DJ?
Yeah.
And and he was like, honestly, like you're too young to kind of like,
Yeah.
but it's good to think about it. But they say that it just takes you where you need to be in
Sure,
life. Yeah.
sure.
So for me, like definitely the goal is to like quit my serving job and definitely do this full time. Maybe even kind of like, like do more in the nightlife industry than just DJing. Maybe
Right.
like, help run events, help run like nightclubs for sure.
No, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, being able to do this full time would be a blessing for
No,
sure.
that'd be incredible.
Of
No,
course.
yeah, and as your progression goes, I mean, and you seem just like such a committed dude. Like I can totally see you, doing that in the near future.
I appreciate that.
Just a couple of years in, man. I mean, you still got such a long career to go. And how old are you? About 23.
Yeah, 23.
Gotcha, man. Yeah, I mean, like I sometimes I think like as I turned 22 in this month, about a couple weeks.
Oh, wow.
And part of me is always like, damn, like I see all these young cats. I'm like, damn, dude, like maybe I'm falling behind. Maybe I'm not doing enough. But then I realized, like, man, we still have like a solid. Like a lot of people don't even start, get far in their career until like they're 30.
Right.
Like, so the fact that you're doing what you're doing now and you're still only 23, it's almost like it's as long as you keep the progression going, you're gonna be up there. You're gonna be up there.
It's good to have that mindset, always thinking what's next.
Yeah.
You can't be complacent to like where you're at right now.
100%, man. 100%, man. Always move forward. I think that's the lesson for this episode. Always
For
moving
sure.
forward, man.
Exactly.
All right, bro. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, man. Let's jump into some tips and tricks. I know I got 3 things written down. I might add a 4th one.
Yeah.
Just because I had it on my mind. But let's start with the first one, man. I know for upcoming DJs, this might be one of the things that's hardest for them, and it's booking out your schedule.
Right.
So, I mean, I know you just announced, I think yesterday, that you're booked out for this month, right?
Right.
Yeah. Or for August
Bless.
or for September.
Both actually.
Wow, dude, man.
Yeah, and then the next month's already getting booked up too.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, appreciate
That's
that.
huge. What's been your strategy as far as getting your schedule booked and making sure that you don't have too many off days?
For me, like definitely like networking, like I said earlier. Like I feel like if you work hard enough, like people will see it. And then you got to back it up with like the music that you play and like how you perform.
Right.
Like sometimes like you're gonna be put on the spot where you don't expect it, like it's gonna happen, but like it's gonna happen like right now. You know,
Sure.
like there's gonna be a time where the DJs can't come through and you're gonna have to play the prime time slot, and that's where like you have to perform.
Gotta step up.
So yeah, that giving them a reason for sure, like why they should book you. I feel like the reason why you get booked up is not just because you know how to DJ. There's a lot of DJs out here in like California, especially SoCal, So what can you bring to the table besides DJing? You got to add value to like who you are and like what you bring to the table rather than just playing music.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like, that's such a great way to put it too, man. I never really thought about that, but yeah, like how many people you can bring out, the vibes you can set. Yeah, I mean, that's super important. And I mean, what's been some of your strategies of making yourself stand out from other DJs?
For me, I really try to like let it flow through my music. I feel like the music that I play is very, how do you say this? It's very underground in a way where like, oh my God, like I didn't even know like this works at a club. Like I feel like when Lil Veda was just coming up, like it was like the first time like people were playing at the club, and I kind of like hopped in on that.
Right.
It's always trying to find like new music and try to kind of like incorporate that to the club. So that also the networking aspect of it, I feel like my ability to bring people out is also a really big plus on why I get booked up or I get I got all these gigs.
Yeah, the opportunities.
Yeah, the opportunities for sure. And I feel like my mindset too, I feel like I add value to like any place that I play at by just offering like, my ideas, like my leadership skills and like my qualities as a person.
No, for sure. Yeah, you definitely take command when you're up there. Like in the best, like it's like, I don't want to say it feels unorganized, but like before you get up there, it's like people are just doing their own thing, and then when you come up, it's like people respect you.
Yeah,
like,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely give off that vibe, and I think that's super important, especially when you're trying to come up in the industry. I think we always need people to follow, but as a leader, that's how you take the reins, and really make it happen. But that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
I guess for the second tip, as far as DJing, what's been your like you've excelled so quickly, like, and as far as like learning how to DJ and your networking, what's been your strategies as far as like just how did you learn how to DJ so quick? I guess is what I'm asking.
I think I was just such it was more visual for me, like just watching other DJs play. Like I'm like, damn, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So like especially playing with like so many like talented DJs, like Broken, you know, Audrey, Zeb, like Mike Check, all of them DJs. There's so many more, so much more DJs. Like,
Right.
you could tell, like, as a DJ, or like, I don't know if like how it is for people that are just like going to clubs for fun, but you could tell like every DJ has their own style.
Yeah.
And so that's why when I tell people like, oh, like, how do you want to learn? Like, how do you want to learn so fast? Like, I would say like just watch other DJs.
Right.
You know, you can't like watching one DJ is good, but watching multiple DJs, it will bring your game up to another level. Like, you pick up like little bits and like tricks that they do, and you
Yeah.
kind of apply it to your own style.
Yeah, dude, that's such a crazy thing too. Just to think about how you can pick inspiration from your
Right.
favorite DJs in that way. I remember specifically the first time I went to No Requests, it was with you, Jay Ferrer, and a few other people were there. But I remember we were on stage and I saw
Right.
you you were watching the DJ, and then he would
Right.
do like a cool transition, and then there was like a nod of approval, like, okay, that was cool, that was sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's like DJs look at that almost as like, they watch him. It's like almost like what's like the word? What would be like a good comparison? But it's like it's like the crowd may just hear it as hearing like, oh wow, this is cool. But as a
Right.
DJ, it's like it's more technical than that. You can look more deeper,
Right.
and just to see like, oh wow, I never really thought about doing that, or oh wow, that was good. Like I applaud you.
It's honestly the best feeling ever. Like, being able to impress a crowd is one thing, but being able to impress other DJs is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, especially, I mean, I don't know how to DJ at all, but I just by talking with you guys and learning the craft
Right.
vicariously through you guys, it's like being a hip hop DJ is so much more difficult than being like an EDM DJ.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just because I feel like there's like an expectation to be held as far as like transitions, scratching, like etc. So
Yeah. I feel like EDM it follows like a certain formula. Like, I'm not saying that DJing EDM is easy at all, but
right.
I think hip hop just takes it to another level where you really need to listen to the music, and you got to know like the music that you're playing in order to transition it. It comes with like wordplay, BPMs, tone plays.
Tone plays, yeah, it's huge.
It's a whole thing that you gotta like mix and match, and then you can't keep playing the same BPM because like the crowd gets tired out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so just the crowd control, the knowledge of
important.
what songs you're playing. It's like you have to be very knowledgeable about everything. So
Right.
And I think that just comes with practice, right?
Right.
You just gotta keep moving, keep learning.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that a DJ should learn is reading a crowd, because like there are some DJs that do it, and I did it before too, where they have a set playlist that they're gonna play throughout the night. But yeah, they fail to realize like sometimes like like what if your set playlist has all like this like music for the ladies, but it's all dudes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why you gotta kind of like be, you gotta be flexible with your music, and try to freestyle it in a way where, like, you could like impress whatever like comes like through those doors.
Sure, for sure. Yeah, it's I remember, obviously again, shout out Jay. We were just talking, but yeah, it's like it seems like freestyling. Is it hard to freestyle? Would you say like when you're getting in when you're like when you're first starting out, would you say it's difficult?
Oh yeah, it's definitely like I feel like my first like 5 to 10 gigs, like I had a set playlist, and like I would just repeat the music that I played before. But yeah, freestyling is like you get the hang of it for sure.
Gotcha.
But honestly, like I think it's better off that way, because like I said before, like you don't know like what the night's gonna be like.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like you learn faster too through freestyling, because sometimes you like as a DJ, like I was like, oh, I want to try this out.
Yeah.
And I remember like when I transitioned, I did a transition on the spot, and I was like, whoa. And it was like from Good Life from Kanye West to Bad Bunny, Titi Me Pregunto. I don't know if I'm butchering that, but and then it was just like a wordplay thing that I just thought of on the spot, but then that came from freestyling.
Right.
So then you find like all these like combinations and like techniques that you don't know that you could do if you have a set list.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you get so much more some freedom by just
For sure.
freestyling. But at the same time, and I for sure, like if I were DJing and I were trying to freestyle, I'd be so nervous. Like, if I was doing something for the first time, I'd be like, oh shit, I hope I do this right.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's I think that's kind of what gives you so much more. Yeah, because who knows? Yeah, you play sometimes you'll play something. Like, oh man, it's like it's not hitting.
Yeah.
Just because it's not the right crowd, but. That's why with freestyling gives you a lot more control.
Right.
So
And it's funny how you say like the nervousness, like actually like I feel like DJing is a major part of it is the confidence that you have. I feel like if you're confident in what you play, that people will hear it.
exactly.
You know?
Exactly. No, for sure.
So I remember when my first time like DJing, like I was very nervous, and like you could tell by the mistakes that I was making and the transitions. Honestly, if you come with it with a mindset that you're gonna kill it, then you're gonna kill it.
Exactly.
Like you can't just say, and if you're clouded with doubt, then it's gonna show in what you play.
No, for sure. You got to manifest that. Make sure that that you do well. So
Right.
that's what it's all about. Cool, man. Thanks for sharing those stories,
Of course.
man. Let's go on to the third thing that I want to talk about, and I think you're going to be able to spill some great advice on this.
Right.
Is staying motivated. I know you're a busy guy, you got a lot of stuff going on, and I know sometimes you do something long enough, you're eventually going to get burnt out a little bit. But what's your way of like pushing past that and overcoming those thoughts?
Honestly, like if I could be real with you, there has been a lot of days where I don't feel like I'm like motivated at all, but I just kind of have to like tell myself like, someone out there would kill to be in a position that you're at right now. So like I feel like having that kind of like humble mindset, knowing that it could be all taken away from you, but confident enough to know that it's all for like yours for the taking. That's what keeps me motivated, to keep me on top of like my game. Like when I see like all these new DJs coming in, like I like it. Like I feel like the DJ world is very saturated right now, where there's been there's a lot of DJs that are like being constantly like pumped out, like from DJ schools, or like people just want to start on it. And I think the competition is really good. Like it keeps me like, okay, like bring it on. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. And that's really interesting that you say competition. I do want to dive into one of those earlier things that you said too, but we'll talk about this first. Because as a music producer, I had this conversation with some people, like what competition means in our industry. And for me, in a lot of ways, and maybe DJ's a little different, but for me, like when I'm making music, it's hard for me to see a competition more because it's like there's a winner and a loser, right?
Right.
You can argue that like the winners are the people that are at the top, right? But like even as I'm working now, like I don't really feel like a loser just because I'm not at the top.
Right.
Versus, so where does competition come in when DJing? And like is it like the nightclubs, like getting bookings and stuff like that? Is that kind of where it stands?
I think it's like a friendly competition between like the DJs. Like, I see it more as like how you play.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're able to like, get trusted to like be in that time slot and able to kill it and like get the crowd going. Right. I feel like, like that competition, or like, I want to do it better than this person. Right. Or when it comes to like mixes, people are making mixes and you're like listening to it and it's just like, damn, I want to make it, but better. Right. But yeah, competition for sure. Like, I agree with you on the statement on that too, but like it also like breeds like collaboration between the DJs. Yeah. Like
you see duos,
friendly competition. Yeah, for sure. Like,
back to back, is that what they call them?
Yeah. Like the guest mixes, homie Lanao and Cash Call just drop one. Really good listen, man. Y'all need to tap in on the SoundCloud.
Tap in for sure.
Right.
Yeah, we'll link that down in the description. But yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's. I think in everything, regardless what it is, a good friendly competition always is amazing. I think it's always good to have that. But let's talk about the one thing you said. I know you said there's a lot of upcoming DJs coming up. Right. Do you do any like mentoring? Am I mistaken, or was it you? Like I think it was with Cheesy, right? Is he like kind of? I don't want to say like understudy, but do you guys do like some collaboration as far as that goes?
No, we haven't actually like had like projects that we did together, but we've been in multiple events together. But he was someone that I actually went to for advice back in the day when I was still starting out.
Got you. Okay,
yeah. So, because, we were from the same area, like we're both from Carson, and, he was a well-respected DJ in the area as well. And, his turntablism is off the charts. Way better than me, for sure. I'll admit that. But yeah, like, like he's been in the industry for far longer than I have, I see him as actually like more someone that's like kind of like above me than just a peer.
Got you. Sorry, for some, no disrespect to Cheesy at all. Yeah. For some reason, I thought someone said that you guys were like a mentorship or something, but maybe I was just mistaken. But yeah, he's incredible, man. He does like his content. on Instagram. Like I watch it; it's so engaging. Like he does a really
Right.
good job.
Right.
And that's something that is really hard to do. Balancing that,
Very
and
hard to
everything.
do.
So, big respect to him. Shout out to Cheesy.
Yeah, shout out Cheesy, man.
But yeah, man. Thanks for sharing those events. Thanks for sharing that advice, man. It's I know a lot. Like you said, there's some competition. So it's cool to hear some from someone that's a little more experienced.
Yeah, but as far as like mentorship, like I've had multiple DJs come up to me in the past where, they needed help, like getting their foot into like the nightlife industry. Like one of my kind of like unders right now, Way Too Pack, is actually killing the game right now. And big props to him. Like I heard him play. I was like, this guy could kill it in the nightlife industry, like with me. Put him on his first rewind gig, and from here on out, like I've just been seeing him booked up, and I feel like it's kind of like a proud, kind of like big brother type
Big
of moment
for sure, man.
Yeah, and then like seeing him blossom, I kind of like saw myself in him too, and like there's been multiple DJs who have approached me in the past too that has been wanting to kind of like get some mentorship from me, where like I don't mind,
For
like
sure,
as
man.
long as I know that you have love for it and you really care about it, then I don't mind teaching you.
No, for sure. I mean, it's all love to the youth. Shout out Way Too
Right.
Pack. He actually reached out to me. We're gonna get him on the show here in a couple
for
weeks.
sure.
So, but yeah, dude, it's I feel like I read this thing about mentorships and just being a mentor. It's like the mentor, like you as a mentor, really don't get, or mentors in general, don't really get anything. Like you don't really get anything in return.
You don't.
Other than the satisfaction of knowing that someone's taking your advice and
Right.
putting it to work.
Right.
And I think that alone, for many people, is enough to be motivated enough to teach someone.
Yeah.
Which I agree, man. Like hopefully down the road, I get opportunities like that too, because I would love to.
That will definitely happen.
Yeah,
It will definitely happen.
Give people motivation. So that's fantastic, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let's move on to the last segment, which is a new segment, I guess technically for the season, which I don't understand why I didn't add it in the beginning. It feels so
Hey,
necessary.
it's the Kaizen, continuous growth and improvement,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, man. But it's a dream collapse,
Oh, wow.
So as far as a DJ, is there like a club in your mind that you're like, man, I like if I play here, like this is like the mecca of all places that I really want to play at?
Like short term wise, definitely Time Nightclub. I feel
Yeah.
like when I visited, like the production was insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely that.
Is that an
short-term.
OC? Is that OC?
Yeah, it's I think it's right by Newport Beach.
Yeah,
like
it's
around-
really, it's like maybe 10 minutes from here. It's
Yeah,
really
I
close.
think it's mainly like an EDM club though, but
Right.
there are some nights where they do hip hop and like YG and them come in.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
Blast came in the other day and then the homie Zeb just DJ'd for them and I was like, damn, I really want to play at this club.
No, for sure.
Yeah, that one of the clubs or speakeasies that I haven't played at is Lock and Key.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really up in my bucket list as well. But now I'm like getting into like the SD scene too. So definitely like I'm trying to see like more clubs there down in San Diego, and mainly like long-term goal is probably Vegas,
Yeah, dude, I would love to see you in a Vegas club. I know for sure you can get it popping in one
Right.
of those. Do you ever think about going more north, like San Fran or?
Yeah, I
somewhere
mean,
there?
actually, Wally from the Peking Duck group actually offered me to play for the first would be my first like Bay Area like gig, but then unfortunately I was like busy that day and I was so bummed out.
Man, yeah.
But yeah, definitely like NorCal. I heard the energy is different up there. Like the people out there, like
Bay Area.
they know how to dance up there for sure.
they ride for the music.
Yeah,
for sure,
no,
man.
for sure. And it makes you want to play like even more.
Yeah,
Like, you
100%.
want to keep going.
I know, 100%, man. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, I can say like you. It feels like you'd fit that vibe perfectly. So definitely see you up there in Vegas. Obviously, would be insane. Cool, man. What would you say? So as far as dream collabs go, like for like emceeing or DJing for an artist.
I mean, for sure. Let me think about this. For sure, one of the like up there's Blast.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite artists. Like when I was coming up as a DJ, my main mixes, like his music's in there. A lot of the West Coast artists right now, like Kalen, definitely.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like up and coming artists right now that I definitely want to kind of like tap in with. With like Leo for sure. Like every time he needs me, like he got like he knows that I got him like that.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
And
So.
yeah, dude, it's so cool. Yeah, you guys you guys have a good chemistry too.
Right.
You guys have good chemistry. I remember the last time I saw you guys with him was at issue 4, I think it was issue 4. I think that's the last time I saw you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
issue. Yeah.
But again, a great show. You guys obviously have good chemistry. You guys kill it. So
Shout out Leo, man.
yeah, big shout outs to Leo. Need him on the show for sure. But yeah, man, that's thank you so much for sharing that. We are getting towards the end of our episode here. Do you have any upcoming projects that you want to talk about, or anything big that's happening within the year? Actually, I know a little bit. Actually,
Yeah.
Big shout outs to Jay Ferrer. I know you're gonna be in the spin-off edition, right? Is that,
Right.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. That's
Excited for it. Like I'm now, like I took 2 bucket lists, 1 podcast, now 1 documentary.
Documentary. I know, man.
Just-
That's gonna be huge, bro.
Yeah, so
It's gonna be
definitely that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Obviously Jay Ferrer is my cousin. He's a big love for nothing but love for him. And he's so good at just like putting people on.
That guy's a mastermind.
Yeah, like in marketing, everything. We're gonna look back and be like, wow, dude, this kid was crazy.
No, his future is very bright.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
knows how. I feel what Gabe told me. The faster that you could put 2 and 2 things together, the more valuable you become as a person.
Wow. Hey, future Nathan, clip that. That was incredible. The faster you can put 2 and 2 together, the faster you grow as a person. Is that what you said? Or
The more valuable.
the more
you-
valuable
yeah.
the person. That's exactly what it is, man. Wow. All right. Well, perfect. Is there anything else you want to talk about before? Any last words maybe that you want to share with everybody?
Yeah, so I'm actually like going back to the projects that I've been working on. Like I don't want to do too much about it, but
Sure.
like my first years of DJing, like it was just trying to get my name out there. Second year DJing, now that my name's out there, getting all like booked up. My third year, I actually have a lot of things planned. Don't want to go too much
Stay tuned.
into it, but it is a surprise. But
Yeah.
definitely like creating a brand that.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
what's
what I'm
up.
excited about. Like, it's not gonna be a solo project. It's gonna be with someone. So
There we
definitely
go.
stay in
Stay
tune
tuned.
to that.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Well,
We're gonna get some MAZD merch up in there.
Need that for sure, man. Need that.
Right.
Now, for everyone to stay tuned, shout out your Instagram, shout out your social media so everyone knows where they can find you at.
Oh yeah, you could catch me at Instagram at DJ MAZD, DJ Maz. It's my main form of contact. That's pretty much the only social media that I
There we
use.
go. Everything will be
Yeah.
announced on there. Every
Right.
future shows, projects, upcoming events.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, Maz, it was fantastic having you on. I think we had a great conversation. You killed it. It was, as
Appreciate it
always,
so much.
I know you're about to go to events tonight, so
Right.
we'll let you go here. And for everyone still watching, I appreciate you guys all being here. It's been a great interview. It's been a great time. Loco, Maz, out.
Thank you.